Good morning. Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. So today, our adventure has taken us to Gros Morne National Park in Newfoundland. And Shannon and I set up our site just last night in Shallow Bay Campground. So I'm just taking a hike right now called the Old Mill Trail. Hope you stay and join me. It's pretty buggy out here, but my bug shirt seems to be working fine, and I got a ball cap on to keep it a little bit off my face and just cover up with some nice thin gloves. So anyway, hopefully that'll continue to work for me. So the mosquitoes followed me out here, but anyway, this is a beautiful view of Shallow Bay. So that's the name of the campground, and this is what it was named after. It's a beautiful, calm day with very little wind. Of course, very little wind to blow these mosquitoes away. But anyways, it's just beautiful. Nice way to wake up and have some beautiful scenery in the morning. With information like that, it gives rise to the fact that it seems the one place that might be a little bit similar to pinery. The use of marram grass to hold the dunes in place, and the fact that it's got this beautiful sandy soil. So that's neat. So we're venturing up the Lighthouse Trail. See what this is all about in the town of Cowhead. Cowhead is the town that's closest to Shallow Bay, which is the campground we're staying in Gros Morne National Park. Given the foggy nature of today, we aren't able to see very far, but it's still really cool being able to travel this particular trail, and we'll make our way as we continue along to the lighthouse. Good morning. I'm out here at about 6 a.m. Been up for about an hour and a half, and so I'm just enjoying a nice quiet walk in the morning in the campground, feeling like I'm the only one awake. So just to give you a bit of an overview of our time here in Gros Morne National Park. When we arrived a few days ago, we drove through the mountains. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking, and we drove up to the Discovery Center, and that was where we were encouraged to go when we went to the first gate. We had to buy park passes. We did that before we came. You had to buy a park pass for every day you're camping in a national park here in Newfoundland. So that would include Terra Nova and Gros Morne. So instead of buying them individual, we just bought annual passes, and that way we figured we could use them elsewhere in Canada. So we stopped in at that gate and asked where we would be able to find, say, a visitor center. So the woman there directed us up to the Discovery Center. So we went up there and had a look. But oh my God, see, it was about 100 kilometers away from where our campground is. So that's why we didn't want to backtrack and just, make a day trip, drive a couple 100 kilometers to get to it after setting up camp. So we did it on the way. That 34-kilometer deviation from the main highway while towing a trailer through the mountains was incredible. Not a good incredible. Kind of nail-biting, because you're going up these steep inclines and you're kind of hoping that your truck's not going to give out, that the brakes are going to be okay when you're coming down fast. So anyway, that was a bit harrowing. but the beauty was just breathtaking. So we were very fortunate that we had a chance to see that. I mean, we'll see it again when we're actually leaving Gros Morne in order to head back to the ferry that we're taking, which is different from that very long one. We're taking a shorter one at Port aux Basques. So anyway, yeah, beautiful, breathtaking scenery. So anyway, so we've gone into the nearby town of Cowhead a couple of times. Yesterday when we were there doing the Lighthouse Trail, we bought dinner theater tickets, so that's something that we're going back into town to do tomorrow. It's only about a 5-10 minute drive from here, so that's really handy. So we have that to look forward to. And yesterday we also did some planning. We're going to take a boat tour that is, I'll have to indicate the name when I do the editing, but it is for a nearby pond. It'll take us about 45 to an hour to get to it. And so we have that lined up for Thursday of this week, which is a couple days from now. 3 days from now, I guess. So anyway, we're really looking forward to that. What happens on that boat tour is it gives us some highlights of the area and the geology that is so incredibly significant, not just in Canada, but internationally. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be in another video. And but this morning, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever animals are not yet going to bed and others that are on their way, you know, into their day's worth of activity. So you can join me on that and we'll see what we find. I'm out here for another morning walk, and I came to this area that has fresh water. I came to it, I guess, the first time yesterday. I normally like to go down and have a look at the bay where there's salt water. So anyway, I ran into an interesting man who stopped on the road and chatted with me while I was first walking to this area. Turns out he's a retired teacher, having taught social studies, and he told me that what he used to do is impart on his students a bit of history. And so then he proceeded to tell me a couple of tidbits of history that took place in Canada on this day that would be ideas of things that he would have passed along to the students. But the thing he didn't realize is probably the impact he had on students, that unless he had a school reunion to attend where they would be in his presence again, it makes you feel good that you know that you've affected students, and they might not feel that they can share that with you, that sort of interesting background, you know, added to your understanding of history of the area. But I hope that he, over his lifetime, will receive that kind of feedback from his students. Then he came back again when he saw me in this parking lot, and we chatted some more. A couple of little tidbits he shared with me regarding Newfoundland. He asked me, you know, how to pronounce the place I am, and I said Newfoundland. He says, "Oh, good for you." Because I guess they get pronunciation of Newfoundland, which is what I was raised thinking it was how it was pronounced. Anyway, Newfoundland is the correct pronunciation. He says the other thing you'll notice is when you speak with people, they sort of slide their words together. He said, for example, St. John's is pronounced St. John or St. Paul. St. Paul is a town that's not too far away. He says, yeah, we just sort of slide it together. He says it probably sounds like there's a lot of sinning that goes on. Anyway, kind of interesting if you're planning to head to this area, or if you're from this area, that's something you can relate to, is how pronunciation is a little bit different here. So anyway, just enjoying the beauty of this morning, and this is going to wrap up today's video. Then we're going to continue on our adventures around Gros Morne, and that will be in next week's video. So I hope to see you then. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click like, add your comments or questions, and be sure to subscribe so you see us on our other summer adventures. Bye for now.